Evening all, welcome back to Warp Drive Machine. This thing is consuming my soul, much like the girlfriend from your childhood, your younger days, who just pollutes your mind and makes you think strange thoughts. This thing is literally Kirsten Fitch for me, but there we go. It's a random name. Just so much has changed. So let's just do the guided tour. The platform has evolved considerably. A great many days have passed since I last played this, or showed you what I've done. So the reason is because I got into a little bit of a kind of a bit of a spiral with it, which is, oh god, I've got no power. Oh god, I've got no materials. Oh god, this is it. And it felt like barely hanging on. If you see any of the previous videos, you will acknowledge and sagely rub your beard right now. Yes, I know these are not quite lined up. It bothers me too. But there's so many things that have changed because I unlocked quite a lot of things at the same time. So we're going to do the guided tour. Allow me to present to you Warp Drive Machine number 1. Registration AWESOM1, and it's kind of new features. So the new one is obviously it's a bit bigger. So if you think about the old one, this is now considerably bigger. We have a little vehicle bay. How lovely. I don't know where the other vehicles have gone. I think I keep warping from planet to planet, leaving them behind. But we have a little tank. I think we saw that was previously salvaged from some crashed ship before. We have nuclear power. So nuclear power was just the biggest unlock because power was becoming a huge issue. And because of the wonderful space stations that exist in orbit, I've been able to actually buy slightly uncommon quality ones, so that we're now producing 400, so half a terawatt of power. And believe me, it's needed, and we'll come to why in just a minute, because you may think this is overkill. This is not. I know the ratios here actually mean that if I look at my ratios, so what have I got? 35. So I can have 48 heat exchangers, and I think, I'm not sure actually, but I think something like 80 or so turbines. But I could be wrong. But post in the comments. You are cleverer than one. But the benefit of this is it's producing more power than your mum at the local bar on Easy Drink Tuesday with Rodeo Bull Ride. And I think this is exactly what I needed, because power was just becoming a huge problem. Now let's move on to this. This is the Nexus refining method I've just created completely out of the blue. I know it's a bit higgledy-piggledy, it needs a bit of optimization, but the idea here was we have technology now that enables us to do things like warp from one chest to another. So in this case, we're taking out the iron ore, putting it through the electric thing, they're new as well, and then bunging it back into the same one as iron plate. And this is basically how it works. So it starts here, and it ends here. So it's basically like a diagonal thing. I don't know if I like it. It kind of works, and I think it was awful when I first plugged it in, and we've got some really stupid modules in it at the moment just to try and help us, because the biggest issue has been we just never have enough of one thing or another. So even now, this is not entirely working. Yes, I know that triggers me too. So there's lots here yet to optimize, but the green lights basically mean that we are good on that resource. So for things like steel, we're good, but it's really things like, well, blocks not doing too well, probably need another one of them, and things like iron plate. Most other things I think are doing quite well, but it all comes down to what's currently on display. So this, with the hole in the wall, this is the defense system. So as you can see, it's pretty extreme. I've gone with a very simple kind of thing. So if I just do that, that's basically what it is there. And it's just repeated along. And it works quite well. Actually, I think this is pretty good. It's so far, we've not had any intruders into our base, which is, I think, a good thing. And I would say that is worked quite well. And the second thing I've done, just because every time we jump, we need to quickly resource level and check, is the radars, because the radars basically really do create this huge expanse of knowledge, and we use the ship scanner to do this. So anyway, so that's kind of our first level. Ooh, look at this, down to our production floor. We have a production floor, which I think at the moment is a bit messy, but it's been optimized once already, but it's still messy. But because technology gets added, so I did all the kind of belts, and then we added blue belts and so on. So it's just one of those things we have to kind of keep sort of adjusting. And I want to make it with a few walkways, but at the moment it's working quite well. Now, let me lead you on to this. The pride. Yes, I don't have the belt immunity. The pride of my spaceship. We now use the warp technology. So if I just jump and sneak peek down to level 3, we have these. You've seen these. These have been completely changed. There's no point mining from them because nothing. The quantity you get is useless. We're using these. The warp resource sucker. Again, insert obvious joke insulting your mother here. And what this basically does is you place it onto a relatively rich iron or copper patch, and then it sucks up, in this case, 8,000 units, because that's as maximum as we've researched it. So what's that? 1624. So every sort of, I would say, 2 minutes, 24k of a resource from that, and then 24k from a resource from this. So in 2 minutes, you can have 50,000. Probably not that extreme, but maybe even more, in fact, because if I go here and we just look at the circuit, so you see, ignore the oil and water, we'll come to that. Oh my God, we're running out of water. We better jump soon. You see, we've got 216k iron and 50k copper. That's about the right ratio for this, because then that is a constant stream of iron and copper. I did do all the other resources as well, and it keeps jamming. So I've decided to get rid of that. Onto the secret shame, the spaghetti that fuels all of that. I don't like this. This is not optimized and it's rubbish. It needs improvement. The way it works at the moment is just chaos. We have basically 2 warp chests things, and then we have a range of kind of a snake, a resource snake. But as you can see, when we had too much stone, it blocked it. So this needs improvement. So I won't dwell too much upon this. Let us return to our production floor. We have the Nexus design, also doing some of the kind of core things like cogs and wires and engines and stuff, and low density structures, but also doing chips as well. Now I haven't set it up for blue chips just yet, but I will do. And I'm conscious that we need to jump because we're running low on water. In fact, let's just talk water. So here is our water reserve. As you can see, it's dropping very, very fast because nuclear power is no joke. Plus, we're also refining oil. This works quite well. It's relatively simple. I think at the moment it doesn't need to be any more than this because we've got beacons now, and we have a fair bit of oil. So oil's actually been. So again, this shows me how much oil we have. This shows me how much water we have. And I think we're going to jump. So let's go and just dismantle. So we have power armor with the with the legs, which is again a godsend. Let's just pack up all of this. You see how quickly it does it. As we just get attacked. That was not the best thing to do. Let's just place something down quickly. Oh my God. There we go. You see how annoying it is? Seriously, you have to literally mop them up myself. There we go. And let's just deconstruct that. And then we can basically jump. And I would say we're getting to a point where comfort is a factor now. I know, crazy, right? Oh wow, let's just jump. So if and I've installed a mod, I've installed easy distribution, so just to make my life wonderfully easier. And everything I would say now is getting to the point where I think I'm more familiar with in the late game because everything is kind of a bit more fun, practical, easy. You know, drones make life easy. I know we're not using any logistics though, just to point that out. But we have a suit with some defense, some shields, some drones, etc. We're starting to unlock all the various fluid pipes, and we need to jump because we are really low on water. Again, I've got indicators telling me where we be. Let's jump. So we need to find a water source, and I'll just show you the process of when we land and what we go through because it is actually quite interesting. This whole mod is fascinating to me. Let us go to our science floor. This is our science floor. It is not optimized. It needs a lot of love and work. A lot of things just don't make sense. So here we're just, I don't know. It's not working very well. I think we're just struggling with pretty much. Oh, do you know what? It's only red, really. Only red science. So that's an easy fix. We can probably just put some. Let's see. I don't recall. Can you use productivity mods? I think you can actually. So we've only got level 1s, which is just depressing, but there we go. Hopefully that increases. So let's jump. So we've now jumped. There we go, planet. in the distance, and now we jump in a minute. So while we do that, let's just finish the tour. So this is just our labs. It's not particularly good. We've just expanded the floor as well, so it needs a bit of love. We have floor 3 now, which again, not doing anything other than uranium processing, which is basically taking the uranium from here. And as you can see, we're running low. So I just need to do this floor. It's so stupid the way I've done it, because I've also expanded this floor as well. So everything has changed quite significantly. So as you can see, it just needs wholesale change. It's one of those kind of Renault projects that a can of gas and a match could only improve property values. This thing is it's not particularly great. We have a solarium as well, which again, not that mad on. Missing a few bits. Yeah, I struggle. So we then have, so I think that's it. So floor 2, floor 1, yeah. So apparently there's another floor to unlock, which just blows my mind. Is it a 4th floor? No, maybe I'm wrong. No, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope not, because seriously, well, maybe actually that might be pretty cool. All right, so we've landed. So let's just watch the process. So having as many radars as I do is very beneficial, as you can see. It's basically filling in the map very, very quickly. You've got some oil. Let's have a quick look. What's the threat? Oh, average. This is pretty good. Let's just do the usual. So we do some scanning. This just helps us see. So the way the process works is, the resource suckers, you don't put them on something like this, because they'll only pull a small amount. Oh, look, there's a ship with a tank. Interesting, he said. Now, that's interesting as well, because you can pull technology from that. So we'll go and do that in a minute. But you need a big resource patch like this, because if I just hover there, see 10,000, 11,000, 10,000, that's what you want. You want to be basically putting the resource sucker there. I think we'll go and get that. I will take the tank. I don't really need the tank now that I have the defenses that I have, but we're just going to use the tank. Now, interestingly, in Factorio, the normal game, I never used drones, other than building, the construction and worker ones. I never used the military drones. Isn't that interesting? Because in this, I use them a lot. And I think it's because you're just constantly being attacked. So I think it's kind of, well, it's essential, really. Right, so this is a crashed ship. We've probably shown this before. We have a little tank there. Might rescue that. We'll see. First thing to do is obviously get the tech. In fact, I'm just going to load up the tank. Let's just do this. Boom, boom, boom. Right, so now what we need to do is just park the tank a bit closer. And I use these things, the distracting drones. They're very good because they hold position, which is exactly what you want. And what we're going to do is we're going to hack. Ooh, I am Neo from the Matrix. We're going to hack this, because then I'm just going to save it. I do save scum. Sorry, this is difficult to say the least. We're going to fix this tank because we'll keep this as well. Oh, it's got 1.2k of uranium in it. That's interesting. As you can see, by doing this hack, it calls all of the NPCs, all of the enemies to me. I think there's something about the hack that infuriates them. As you can see, there's a pretty big nest there, so we need to be a little bit careful. And what this will do is it should give us some of the technology that we haven't researched. So something here in the yellow, I think it generally gives you a next available tech, which is very useful. And I will save it just before we do it, because I want to make sure, because sometimes it fails. And yeah, I'm save scumming, so sue me. This game has destroyed my life for like 2-3 weeks now. I've done nothing else but think of this game. It has driven me to insanity. And what do we get? Lab research speed 6. So that's pretty good. That saves me a huge amount of, hassle, really. So this is good. Let's go and head back. We'll come and get that tank another time. I think probably what we're going to do is just ping the other side. So scanner, pilot, planet charting. And let's just see what's over here, because I'm not entirely sure if there's anything we terribly need other than maybe copper. Yes, copper. Oh, water. Do you know what? I completely forgot to do water. Let's go back and do the water. And then we can nip out with this and get it. Basically, because you've got the warp, I don't know what you call them, the warp mining platforms, you now have teleport kind of capability easily placed. So you can just place a teleporter and come back. I'm just going to run this because I think actually there's something about having a bit of a run. See, why are they doing that? That's interesting. Some odd behaviors from the AI in this. I am flummoxed, I say, when it comes to how the AI works. Right, so nothing is ever simple in this mod. You now need so much water that we have to literally drop a little water platform in like that. That's just crazy, right? But if you see how much it boosts the water, 1, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you see that? You see that? That's where we is. Interestingly, 666 on the oil. So here we go. So I think we're going to go and mine that platform, this copper thing here. I think already the radar has gone to its extent, so I think we're pretty good. And I think we're just going to go for this. And what we'll do is we'll walk, because we can then go and get the other tank. Have I got fuel? Yes, I do. So we can pick up that second tank, because it's always nice to have many tanks. I love tanking. Do you like tanking? Love tanking. Love a good tank in the morning or in the shower. What am I talking about? Seriously. My brain. So I think everything about this mod is rather enjoyable, and I'm just going to use grenades. Apologies for the environmentalists watching. Sorry. They are in my way, and I have to destroy them. Fun fact, when I look at trees like this, I am for many years flying around the world doing businessy things, which sounds really cool. It's not. It's awful. It's literally the worst punishment. If you know Jed from The Office, who's in marketing, it always goes on about, oh, I'm traveling here, traveling there. They're miserable, believe me. No one enjoys traveling after a certain time in your life. You hate it. And it reminds me, because like you see trees like this, I would think New England, I would think, well, England. And if you see trees of this color here, I think of Finland, I think of Sweden, I think of sort of Nordic countries is washed out green. Your trees are not as green as ours. No. Right, we're going to drop. So here looks to be the richest. If I see that 10, 11, 12, oh, 13. So we want to try and get our resource suckers there, which is about there, I'd say. Right, so let's drop the platform. Boom. They now go to work. Everything will attack me, so I just generally place a few drones just to keep us safe while the turret's online. Because yes, they have to online in this, because why not? And what that will then do is, in theory, that should drag 8,000 times 3, so do my maths, what? That's like 24,000 copper. But you will now see an errata, because I am not sure how these work. There must be some modifier on them, because it doesn't seem to work that way. And we'll just be assailed for some time now. So I'm just going to sit here and enjoy the process. We have wired it so we can actually see the process, but I think that is recording wrong as well. So I think generally my data is wrong. And in this world, if your BI dashboards and your reporting is completely wrong, you're going to make wrong decisions, as I did many years in my corporate world, basically telling people that if you literally get, Fred from like accounts to give you an Excel dashboard of your entire portfolio, you might have some errors in that. And I always remember being told, no, Fred's brilliant. They have got a Microsoft certification. Ooh. And that just made it all right, that literally they made their entire property decision on the basis of, well, his Excel looks nice, so therefore it must be right. And I think I made my entire career doing that. If something looks right, it's probably okay. I mean, that's life, isn't it? If you go into a showroom that's incredibly flashy, blingy, and presented well, you're going to assume that whatever product they're fleecing to you is good. The reality of it is, it could be an absolute pile of shuddering arse. And I think that's the problem, is too often nowadays, most of the stuff we're being sold is faked until, fake it till you make it. It's all that. That's the way of the world. So let's just watch the 40k there. So let's see what 40k turns into. See, that doesn't make sense, because that's 32 added, right? Yeah, so 32, but it says 8k, blah, blah, blah. I think it's reading wrong. So if we walk, but look in our teleporters, love it. If we walk back to our little mini base, here's the issue. I think it's because this is reading that resources as well. So in theory, I've only wired it to 1 to read the entire patch, but I don't think it's reading it right. But who cares? I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of resource there. That's probably all we need to get it working. So let's just have a quick look. So let's turn, in terms of what our needs are, a needs assessment is we have water, tick in the box. We have iron, tick in the box. We have copper now, tick in the box. I don't think we're going to do any more than that. So I'm actually going to, do you know, I meant not to do that. Damn. Oh, well, I was going to go and get the tank, wasn't I? I could still go and get the tank. I don't really know if I need it, but probably will go and get it. There's no iron on this world, so we will not linger here long, because the reality is iron is, I mean, everything else jams. Iron never jams, weirdly. It never jams. It is the most used resource that we need. Oh, we need a bit of uranium. Interesting. So I think let's just do some, let's just get some stuff rolling. I think we're going to go out and get some uranium. I'm tempted to take the car. Do you know what? The car's pointless because it's just a hellish forest. And I don't know if I really want to go all that way, because my process now is I don't do resource sucking on anything other than iron and copper, just because of the jams. And I think what we're going to do is probably jump. So I think we'll just finish off filling the tank and then we'll jump, because I think iron would be more useful. We do need uranium, but if I think about how much fuel we've got, I mean, we've got loads. In fact, let's just come here. So if I add it to my resource, track another item, fuel cells. So it says we've got none. I know that to be a fib, because I know we have some somewhere. There we go. So we've got, well, a few there. This is the only thing that I worry about when we get low on uranium, is the reality that actually if we run out of uranium, the entire platform is dead. So let's warp. I think we have got what we need from this place. Do we have full tanks? More or less. More or less. About a million, 1.2 million, I think, water-wise, but I think we could probably jump. For the sake of the video, I think we're going to jump. So let's get those back in. And I think we are good to go. I don't know if there's a space station here. What you can do to figure that out is in the abilities, rather, the soil analysis, it will tell you if there is one. Plus, we have some capability now to actually jump to certain planets. It doesn't work yet. We need to do some repairing to make it more effective. But overall, I would say the ship is getting to a point where I kind of jump somewhere. I'm not immediately terrified I'm going to get curb stomped. And I think the biggest reason is light oil. Strange thing to say, I know, but that's the truth of it. Light oil and the flame damage is by far the only reason I'm still alive, because when it places flame there, for example, everything runs into it and dies. Right, there's no space station. That's a shame. That's a shame, because I'm getting all of my best stuff from the space stations at the moment. Let's just go and dump this. So as you can see, it's a bit of a chore, this whole thing. Kind of keeping the resources topped up is still proving to be a challenge, but this has made it so much easier. This is a warp miner. It's not a normal electric mining drill. So it works faster, but it also is it's pretty effective. So, and plus we're beaconing them, etc., etc. So you can see the productivity on them is just, ridiculous. It's like double. So, whatever we get in, we're getting double out, which is pretty much the problem we have at the moment. Because we've upgraded to blue belts as well, maybe this could be optimized. But as you can see, we're starting to find slightly better ones as well. So, it's weird, because this whole thing, this mod, it forces you to play the game in an entirely different way, because it used to be in Factorio, oh, there's my iron patch, I've set it up, it's 20 million iron, I'm never going to really go back to that. And in this case, you can't do that. It's a very different thing. Right, let us scan. This is an average, quite high evolution already, but we've got iron, and we could even do a normal base. In fact, we don't need iron. What am I talking about? We don't need iron. I think already, if I look at our stats, we are already, it's pretty much copper that I think we need. So I think maybe, and you can mine the nearer ones, because it doesn't matter too much. I think we probably will do that. And because we now have drons, which just make everything awesome, I'm just going to completely cut that out, is we just have mining bases. So you see there, we just can drop in a wonderful, wonderful mining base, and off it goes. I don't even have to worry about it. It's just going to basically build it. And I just stand here looking at my phone, tick-tocking, if you will, and basically the thing is built for me. And what that means then is that we now have effectively an easier path to get resources. Let's just do a ping, say scanner, charting, boom. I like the way it's sonar, which makes no sense. It shouldn't work at all in non-watery things. But hey, it's the sound that you make when you look at a radar or something, isn't it? It's like ping. Does make sense. Always have a quick look. Oh, see, they're explosive ones. They're dangerous. Yeah, this could be a bit risky. We may have to go and deal with them. But because we have, aha, nice. Right, I'm going to go and get that. Let's go and get that wonderful, oh my gosh, get out. Let me out. There we go. So we're going to go and have a look at that. I'm going to just destroy any bases that I find. Oh my gosh, the forest is so dense, like your mum, and I can't even get through it like your mum, and that's annoying. I think I need the jetpack. I can't wait for the jetpack. I don't even know how you unlock half of the space age stuff in this. Like, I just don't know. But when I get that Spidertron, the whole game changes. Right, so let's just fill that up. Lovely jubbly doobity doo. There we go. And we will hack this as well because we love the tech. That's annoying. I'm going to have to drop my mining platform in. That's slightly annoying. That, oh well, let's drop. Oh no, need to move. Shouldn't replace that. No, there we go. So what we do now is, just to make life slightly more complicated, is that it? That's it there. It doesn't reach. Of course it doesn't reach. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Bam. And again, we'll save it because we're not going to have any failures on our watch. In fact, let's just go and deal with this. In fact, let's just make a path. Oh, oh, oh. Oh no, they're what you call it. I have to shoot them normally. Right, let's just make our life a bit easier. See, drones. Never use them. Never used them before. Got to watch because they explode like cray. And drones. Bye, bye, bye. You are dead. And you have to do that because it just makes your life so much easier. All right, Breaking Force 3, good. So let's just save scum because I am a scum that saves, and we'll see what we get because this has been so useful. All right, so we're getting some unwanted attention, but lasers do good job. These drones are pretty good. Never used distractor drones, ever. Oh my God, we just unlocked Home Planet. Wow. Wow. Allows to pick a known planet and call it home. It will be persistent from now on. To pick a planet, open the planet info menu, known planets, and then home planet button. Oh my days, that is... Well, that's something, my brothers. That's something. Wow. I didn't expect it to give me that, but I'm quite obviously pleased that it did. Let's just do the ping again. You see how addictive this is, right? Like every single jump, you're like, oh, what's here? What am I going to find? The cave system has been fascinating to me. So I'm not going to spoil it, but coming up soon is literally me discovering what can only be described as a flood, a flood of hostile beings. And I've never been so... I was playing the game with sweaty palms, which is an oddity for me because I usually don't do that at all. Interesting. I wonder if I can pick this floor up. Never thought about it. I have a tool, a mechanism that allows me to... Oh, I can. Look at that. How interesting. Oh, well, might as well do it. It's free real estate, my brothers. Free real estate. Can I destroy that? No, I don't think I can. Let's just pick all these bits up. This is so funny. To me, this has been a real revelation, this mod. Like I've learned how to play the game, normal Factorio, better now, I think, because I never really sort of appreciated quite a few of the sort of stupidity of the game where you come to like, oh, wow, you know, why on earth is that in the game? Well, now I get it because so much of the game is actually needed now. Anyway, right, let's just do that. So much of the game, I think, is cleverly included. So 3 levels of drones, right? But the reality is you research the drones pretty quickly. Oh, wow, this is going to be difficult. And you don't really sort of bother with the starting level drones that much. At least in my experience, I found that. And I would say that has been one of the saddest parts of the game, is that once you kind of establish a good base, and I think this is the problem, it's because once you know what you're doing, you can whistle past an awful lot of stuff. So, you know, there will be people that go almost immediately from Power Armor Mark 1 to Power Armor Mark 2, you know, the course of like 15 minutes. And that's obviously awesome, but it's also a bit of a shame because there's the whole, I guess, kind of play of game in terms of using that particular armor. So I always was quite impressed that, this things like mods, they really do draw out, because they duck and dive, they do draw out a different way of playing that I don't think I ever really appreciated until now. And I'm quite, I don't know, I like it. I think I'm quite smitten with these sorts of things. Right, let's just unload. Coal's pretty useful. Don't really, this is a mess again. Don't judge me too harshly on this. This is just, well, it's just comical nonsense, really. It doesn't make any sense. Let's get some water. Again, water is just a constant, so I should be placing that absolutely every single time I land. And I just forget. So you get to the point where you're like, oh yeah, water. There is an alarm set on it, funnily enough. I actually got so bad at it, I needed to set an alarm, so there we go, 500. Nice. Let's have a quick butchers. So I think we're in pretty good stead here. I think I might go and mine uranium. It's a little far away, but I think I could be tempted to do that. But then again, maybe not, because we're already doing one. One thing we do need is we need more of them. So I need concrete. Concrete. How do you say concrete? That is not the right way. Concrete. It's one of those words I've probably said in my career an awful lot, and I don't like it. There we go. So 300, 200. We'll build a couple of them because these are remarkably useful. And you see I've got the teleporters as well. Very, very useful. Like you could just literally drop them and off you go. Right, let's go and dump. Oh, I see. This is the problem. It's backing up. This whole system needs wholesale change. We have unlocked the loaders, the express loaders. So I think maybe it's time we swap to those. The whole thing is just dumb. Like it doesn't work. As you can see, this is, there's a lot of manual taking stuff out and dumping it in here going on, which is obviously stupid. But I think for another time, I mean, again, uranium is probably the problem because we are running low. But again, it's not too much of an issue. It's a delayed problem because we do actually, did that update? Yeah, so we've got 597. So I'd say we're probably fine for a long time there. For some reason, I thought my power suit ran. I remember, now post in the comments if I've got this wrong. I remember the portable fission reactor using nuclear cells. I think they changed it and removed it, didn't they? Yeah, never mind. So I don't need to carry these with me, but hey, why not? So I think we'll just carry on mining for a tiny bit more because what we're really trying to do is, oh my gosh, it's not even filling that up. Look at that. So it's using basically everything we're mining, it's using at the moment. Oh no, it's sort of is filling there. Why is that filling? That's interesting. So it's filling to there, filling. Oh, it's because this is not upgraded. Let's just upgrade that. I think that is because it's slightly older. Is that going to work? Let's just do that one instead then. So that's it's causing a bottleneck there. So that, again, there's a bottleneck here now. So I think we're just going to upgrade them all. As you can see, it's been a bit of a chore. Building just these loaders has been a bit of a nightmare. So is that red belt? I can't tell. Yes, fast transport. Right, so in theory, that's it. So this should start back washing now. There we go. So that, I think, is good. So I'm just going to help it out a bit and just put that in there. I've spent days in this floor, literally. Above there is like the clatter and blast of lasers and flamethrowers, and I'm like, don't care, not interested, because I'm literally on this floor trying to optimize my resources. I mean, wood. I've got so much wood. So I think generally this whole platform has been days of play in the making, and as you can see, it's effective. It works. In fact, I would say that's probably one of the best things about the platform at the moment is it's probably got to the point where I'm not, oh my God, all the time. And it's definitely to a point where I'm like, okay, we're starting to kind of have stability now. And I think that is much better. I think we're looking quite good. Again, I think the warp platform bit, this bit here, I think this is working, but again, you see it's clogged because obviously it's channeling into here. I mean, this is it. I need to swap this so it doesn't, they both channel into here and it shouldn't be that way. And I have now 4 levels of warp chest, so I probably should just focus on that. But we'll do that next time. There we go. I hope you've enjoyed this. This is probably one of the greatest mods since space exploration. I am absolutely smitten with it, and I think you should be playing it. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next time.